When you've got grass, sags or brush to deal with, it can be a tricky question working out whether you need a slasher or a mulcher. Hi, my name's Sarah and I'm from Delmade, and I recently had the opportunity to catch up with Derrick Berends, the second generation managing director of John Berends Implements, one of our most trusted business partners. In this video, I thought I'd ask him the million-dollar question of what's better and what's the difference between a slasher and a mulcher. So let's find out the answer.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of probably personal preference now. Slashers, if all you want to do is keep the grass down, cut, like fire breaks or just to keep it clean, slashers are probably fine 90% of the time for that.
Yep.
If you're looking for something with a much better finish, or if you don't want to have and you want to mulch up the material finer. So problem with a slasher, it leaves a windrow. That's fine for a lot of people. They just want to cut the grass.
Get it done. Yep.
But if you want that paddock to be productive, then you probably want that windrow spread out and chopped up finer. And that's where a mulcher does a better job for that.
Yep.
Mulch is a little bit more expensive and a bit more maintenance involved.
Yep.
So you do have to be mindful of what country you're going into. You certainly got to be careful around rocks and stumps and things like that. Slasher's a bit more forgiving.
Hardier.
Yeah, but then a lot of people in orchards or vineyards or prefer the mulcher.
Yeah,
it does. You do probably get a better regrowth for hay and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're retaining the nutrient, you're spreading it around, but you're also
retaining your moisture and
retaining the moisture as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's certainly two different markets, and for some people, it's a hard decision.
Yep.
Sometimes it comes down to cost.
So as far as the mulchers are concerned, you guys offer a low body and a high body mulcher. Can you explain sort of the difference as to why one of those is better than the other or what their benefits are?
So yeah, the low body being a lighter machine, it still runs the same gearboxes, same rotor, but it has shorter blades. And therefore it's closer to the ground and it's great just for general pasture. However, if you're going to heavier material, if you're cutting gorse bush or 6 foot high grass, you'd find you possibly choke the machine. It just can't let the grass out quick enough. So we have a high body one, which sits up a lot higher, longer blades, got a lot more clearance out the back of the machine. So when you do go through heavy growth, it throws it out quickly. It means you can travel at a more reasonable speed without choking the machine. So they both do a very similar finish, but yeah, one's just for the heavier, higher workload.
Yeah, sure.
You need a little bit more horsepower for a high body too, though. So you can be a little bit restricted if you only got a 30 or 40 horsepower tractor. You'd probably have to go to a low body, just take it slow.
Yeah, okay. And as far as the horsepower requirement on those mulchers go, I think you started at 1.8 metre, is that correct?
In the low body, we do a 1.5 and 1.8, 2.1 and a 2.4. And the high body, we do 1.8, 2.1 and 2.4. You generally, as a rough guide, we say the low body is about 8 horsepower per foot. So 40 horsepower minimum up. The maximum is not so bad, but 40 horsepower minimum on the 5-footer. On the high body, a little bit more horsepower. It's a heavier machine. It's a bit more weight in it, and we go about 10 horsepower per foot. So you need about 60 horsepower tractor. Conditions, depending on what you're doing as well.
Obviously, yep. But as a base point. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And as far as blades go, do you just run the one blade setup? Do you have options as far as the blades go?
So we run Y blades, which are like two blades, like a letter Y, upside down, or we run a hammer blade. Hammer blades take a little bit more horsepower. There's a bit more resistance in the blade. They leave a cleaner cut, the hammer blade, which is good if you're worried about how the finish looks. They're not great in rock. Being a cast blade, they're probably more prone to breaking, but whereas the Y blade's a little bit more forgiving as a hardened steel blade, but they do leave a very jagged sort of cut. Okay for pasture, does cut up very finely, but maybe not the finish around the house or something you might be looking for.
Yeah, sure. All right. And as far as the material size that you're sort of able to work with your mulchers, are we talking grass, sags,
You can cut up to 2-inch, 50 mil.
Wow.
Wood.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I've personally cut down tea tree with it. And
Yeah.
6-7 foot high. I've heard stories a lot worse than that, a lot high, lot thicker material, but generally anything up to about 50 mil, 2 inch.
Perfect. Yep, okay.
Cover, yeah.
Cool. Thanks for watching, and I hope that's given you a little bit more information in the decision between slashing and mulching. If you'd still like to find out more about slashing and mulching, you can jump onto our Learning Centre on our website. There's plenty of resources there comparing the two and giving you the information on both units. If there's anything else we can help you with, please feel free to contact the Delmade team either via a web inquiry or give us a call on 1800 335 623. Once again, thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more content, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.